Alexakis from Everclear / Solo. We're getting you down here with the acoustic guitars, so let's talk about the acoustic show there. Art.
Yeah, but it's mostly Everclear music. That's what I've been writing for 35 years. I mean, it's almost all.
These are all songs that were written for a band, though, and you're bringing them down to a guitar. How does that work?
It started on a guitar and me singing, and then I arranged it, and I, wrote out parts and brought it to the guys, and they put their, whoever the guys were, and put their stuff into it. But it's always been my thing, my direction, and it's always emanated from, guitar and vocal, and that's because that's the basic of a song. A great song you can do on a kazoo and a vocal. You need a melody, you need a riff. Especially rock and roll, you need a riff. We were just talking about AC/DC. I mean, the kings of the riff, right? I mean, a million great riffs in like one album, and that's kind of what we always tried to emulate.
Well, you say you can write a song on a kazoo. I don't remember too much kazoo on any of the Everclear albums.
Maybe you weren't listening well enough. I don't play kazoo. I think I have a kazoo, but I wouldn't know where it is.
There's quite a collection of Everclear albums now. You've probably passed the dozen mark for sure by now. So putting that set list together must be interesting for you when you play a show as you're doing when you come to Australia.
I put out a solo record in 2019, and when I do a song or two off that, but mostly it's Everclear stuff. I played the hits, band favorites. Bands are already hitting me up for like, hey, when you play the Crowbar in Sydney, can you play this song and can you play that? And there's a couple of songs I won't play because they just, even though I wrote them on acoustic guitar, they sound better as a band. But I think most of the songs sound pretty good. Yeah. And there's going to be some deeper songs too. So it's going to be fun. And then at the end of every show, I come out and then sit down because I'm standing up for the show. I come out, sit down. Freddie Herrera, who's our bass player, is teching for me on tour. And he goes out with a wireless mic into the crowd and lets people ask questions and, or request. And I just sit there and I either do it or I'm a smart ass. We call it, you'll like this. We call it the surly jukebox. You really want to put that quarter? You really want to put that dime in there? Really? Okay, let's go.
Well, I would imagine that Australian audiences would have some pretty interesting questions for you, considering how big Everclear were in Australia. This was a band that was a very, very big band, played on radio every day, still played on radio every day here.
Man, we did our last two tours down there have been, we did 17 shows last time we were down there, 17 shows. And out of that 17, I think 13 were sellouts. And the other ones were over 80%. The whole tour was close to 90% when you put it out like that. So we still do really well down there because we come down a lot. There's bands from here that couldn't sell 100, 200 tickets here, but they come to Australia and they sell thousands of tickets. And it's because the country loves rock and roll and you're loyal. Unlike Americans, we're not loyal to anybody. We'd be a horrible dog. We would make a horrible dog.
We pretty much got into it right from the very start, didn't we? I mean, So Much for the Afterglow was the third album, but that was a platinum selling record in Australia.
Oh, that was 4 times platinum. That was 4 times platinum. I got one of those over there somewhere. Yeah, I got the
emblem.
Yeah, the Australians are over there.
Yeah,
and the New Zealanders and the Canadians.
Who have we got behind you there?
This is the main one. Sparkle and Fade Platinum, our first platinum record. So much for the Afterglow double platinum, which is now triple platinum here. That's double platinum here. And that's the fourth album called Songs from American Movie. And that's like
Well, that did over 1
1
million in America.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's almost close to 2 million here.
Yeah. So when you've got those 3 albums that have sold so many, there's a million a piece in each one of those records. Does that dictate?
Well, the next one sold almost 1 million too. So 4 really.
But
that's a gold record.
Do those albums then dictate your set list?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, man. People want to hear songs. I think it's arrogant of musicians to think. I mean, are we artists? Some of us are. I create from nothing, so that's art, right? But and I say that as unpretentiously as I can. But at the end of the day, we sing for our dinner. And if you're paying money to see us play, you should be able to hear songs you want to hear. And I get very irritated with bands that lose sight of that and don't play their hit songs. We play our hit songs, we play fan favorites. If someone throws something on me that sounds fun to me, I'll play it. But you're gonna hear when you come see Everclear, you're gonna mainly hear those 3 records plus a couple songs off our first record, Roll the Noise, which I don't know was ever released down there. I don't even know if it was technically released in Australia. I mean, super fans have it, but I don't know that you could go to the record store and buy it back in the day.
No,
when there were still record stores.
Thanks to technology, you can now stream it.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, there hasn't been an Everclear album for quite some time. And I mean, you were fairly regular with putting albums out every couple of years. Black is the New Black, 2015. 2015 to 2024 now. So, we're getting to the 9th anniversary of that. So you're a bit overdue for a new record. I know there's been the solo record in the meantime, but, under the Everclear name, will there be a new album soon?
No, absolutely not. We actually just made a new record. It's a live album called Live at the Whiskey A Go-Go, and it's got 2 new tracks on it. That was released here in September. And when I'm down there, I think the record company is going to work it. So you should be getting a copy of that. And it's on double vinyl, like Coke bottle green. It's gorgeous. Yeah. And it sounds great. But
a live album isn't a new album, though, Art.
Sure, it's a new album.
It's not an album of new songs.
Okay. Well, I got to tell you, we've done 11 records. I don't really feel the need to do another one.
No.
At this point. But I'm writing songs. I've got 2 songs I'm almost done with, and we're going to go on and record them. I want to put out at least 1, if not 2 new songs every year.
Yeah. And do them song at a time.
Yeah, and play them when I'm on tour and maybe do little videos of them, not spend a lot of money, and just have fun. That sounds like fun to me. And it sounds fun to the fans that they're getting some new music and something new to play on stage. Yeah, I'm not really in a place where I'm thinking I'm going to make a new album anytime soon.
Sun Songs is the only record you put out under your own name. Will there be more solo albums to come?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't have any interest in doing that now. I'm working on a memoir. I'm working on a book. And I'm working on building a business of my life coaching. So I think doing a new Everclear song or 2 a year, and putting out some older stuff, because I found a bunch of old like demos and stuff like that. I got stuff to put out that will make Everclear fans happy.
Yeah.
But I don't really feel like I need to make a brand new record.
No, well, we sort of coming up with the 30th anniversaries of all those records in the 90s now. Will you be marking the anniversaries of those Everclear albums as they come along?
See, you got your job for a reason. You're a smart guy. Of course, absolutely. So next year is the 30th anniversary of Sparkle and Fade, which is a big deal. So we'll be doing, I'm already working with EMI Capital Universal to license that and a bunch of like deep tracks that they have in their archives, and put together a really nice package. That's what I'm working on.
Yeah, so there's a lot of unreleased material in the archives then.
Absolutely.
Were you one of those bands that recorded as you went? Like, with live shows? Is there a lot of archive that we haven't heard of?
There's some live stuff, but there's not like constant like going and recording. What is it, King Lizard and the Gizzard Lizard or something?
Yeah.
Those guys, that's all they do is record.
What time is it? It's at 9:30 in the morning here. They'll probably release an album in 10 minutes and then release the next one by the afternoon.
I know, and they fucking sell. Hundreds of thousands of people are just waiting.
Yeah,
and they're awesome.
Isn't it incredible that a band, such as that, can release 6 albums in a year and fans don't get sick of it?
It's inexplicable. Yeah. It follows. I mean, if someone gave you a model like that before it happened, no one would go, "Yeah, that's going to work."
Yeah.
No one. You wouldn't have said that. I would have. No one in the business would be like, maybe one a year if you've got maybe every 2 years. No, not those guys. They go to work every day to their studio, all of them, and they record. That's what they do, right?
Exactly. And
and record.
Only up the road from me here. It's only a couple of kilometers up the road where they.
What city are you in?
I'm in Melbourne. Brisbane? I'm in Melbourne.
You're in Melbourne.
Yeah,
they're from Melbourne.
They're from Melbourne. Yeah.
So the singer's sister is married, or I think he's married to this kid who did our sound one year, like 2-3 years ago on tour. He was our front of house, and he was an American kid, but he married an Aussie girl, right? So he lives in Melbourne, and his brother-in-law is the guy, right? And I had heard the name before, but I'd never heard them, and I didn't know about the phenomena. And then on that tour, I'm going through a deep dive. I'm buying every record online, right? And listening to it. I'm just like, I love it. I don't like it. I hate it. And all at the same time, there's, it's, I get it. I get it. I mean, I thought I was still on their mailing list, that I was still getting their new stuff, but I haven't seen anything in a while.
Yeah. Well,
do you like them?
I love them. It's sort of like we never got Grateful Dead down here, and they're sort of like our Grateful Dead. Bit of a jam band, something different every record, and something very, very regular in new music.
I know. It's really cool how every album is really different.
Yeah.
Could be synth rock, could be punky, could be kind of, folky sounding. Yeah, it's a trip.
Yeah. Well, we're getting you down here with Brendan from Wheatus, and he'll be doing Wheatus songs solo and acoustic as well. We're looking forward to that. Will you team up and do anything together while you're doing your shows?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we did. We don't have any plans to do it, but you never know with the two of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing you down here very soon. Make sure you get your currency changed into ACDC coins.
I still have Australian money somewhere around here. Yes, I do.
Well, probably not worth very much over there, so you might as well spend it down here.
Yeah, it's not worth anything here.
Well, I hope you're getting paid in American dollars when you're here, Art.
We are. We are.
Well, anyway, you just flash those American bucks when you get down here. You'll love it.
There you go. All right. Thank you. Thank you for talking. Good talking.
We'll see you at the Brunswick Ballroom in Melbourne.
See you there.